Hello and welcome to a new video. We are back with the tier list for the upcoming Classic Server Project Epoch, and this time our topic will be PvP. We are focusing on 1v1 this time, and we will rank every class for it. We will do 2v2 and 3v3 arena matchups as well in the future. For this talk I have Shielder at my side again, as well as a special guest from our comment section from our last leveling tier list. So let's dive in.
Alright, we are back at it, this time with a PvP tier list, and I'm joined by my fellow content creator Wider, and then we also have Melt with us today. He posted a huge rant in my previous leveling, or our previous leveling videos about some classes, and we got some real good feedback on that one. This is something that I really like to do. I like to have the ability to bring on viewers to stuff like this, and then do it together with the viewers. So this is awesome. Introduce yourself, Melt.
Hello guys, I'm Melt, a WoW player since TBC, PvP enjoyer, tier list hater, and I love tier lists, but I love them if they're done correctly and not rated the warrior bad. Warrior main, as you can tell.
Yep.
Who would guess that?
And I have strong opinions and maybe even some hot takes.
And some good experience when it comes to PvP overall, as well as Wider. Just tell us about your experience with PvP, Wider.
Yeah, hello again. Thank you all for the many comments I got on the tier list I made with Shielder.
Yeah.
And yeah, as Shielder said, we wanted to do another tier list here for PvP, and we want to bring your opinions in. That's why Melt is here with us, which is great. And what is my experience about PvP? Why are we able to do this? I play World of Warcraft since 2004, an original World of Warcraft. I played TBC. In TBC, I played Arena up to 2K back in the days, in 3v3, 2v2, and 5v5. Back in the days, I played as a Holy Paladin. Today, this is probably not possible anymore at this rating, because yeah, people were worse at that days. But I also played on retail World of Warcraft. I played on Shadowlands as a Retribution Paladin up to 1.8k rating, and after they introduced Solo Shuffle on Dragonflight, I got to top 50 Europe as a Retribution Paladin before Elo inflation. So yeah, that's my experience on arenas.
I brought along with me these two PvP gods, so hopefully we can get something that people can somewhat agree on. If not, that's just how it is. It's subjective, and everything is up for change once we see the classes in action with the release.
Yeah, Melt, would you also tell us your experience, please?
Yes, of course. I mainly PvP'd on another private server that is on the Rev client 3.3.5a. I got to 1.8k, nearly 2k with my warrior on there, and Unholy DK. I have played in Dragonflight, Solo Shuffle as Disc Priest, and got until 2k most. I played a lot of BGs in Vanilla, Classic 2019, and in general a lot of Battlegrounds and a lot of World PvP. I'm actually a World PvP enjoyer.
I really like that we got this healer perspectives here as well with this group, because most people play DPS, and I think Arena, especially as a healer, is more tactical than as a DPS.
It's completely different, in my opinion.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I can't really brag about the same amount of experience, especially when it comes to Arena. I feel like I have a good idea of what's good and what's bad, but mostly my experience comes from Vanilla PvP. I had a Classic Duelist League. I partook in that and got 7th place, so that was okay-ish. As a hunter, it was quite difficult because you're restrained by the dual area, which is not very large to kite people, so also did a lot of just World PvP, Battlegrounds and stuff, but yeah, mostly based around Vanilla. TBC.
Many other people participated there when you got to place 7.
Yeah, I think, and I remember how many, because it was set up, like you don't get to duel everyone. The winners get to duel the winners and so on. I think there was, and the qualifiers, semi-qualifiers, I don't know, in
like
total,
a bracket system?
Yeah, like a brackets, like what I don't know what's it called, but I think it was total 100 or something.
No, that's nice.
Yeah, 100 of the best players on the server. So only server specific. That was nothing Fogger back in
but still,
Classic.
That's quite experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yes, yeah, it's quite nice. I think I'm a pretty good hunter, if I have to say so myself.
I'll duel you on Epoch, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I'm ready. I love duels. Absolute favorite thing. I wish like they would do a 1v1. I said that before many times. I wish they would do a 1v1 arena or just something reward for duels. I just love that part of the games. But here we are. We starting off with the 1v1 setup here. We want to see how each class performs in a 1v1 scenario and try to rank those.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, what are we going to start with, guys?
We have a guest here. He's a warrior main. Do we want to start with the warrior?
Yeah,
we
let's
can start with the warrior.
Yeah, let's do that. Melt, take it away.
Oh yeah. So I checked all the talents that we have. I checked trees, and as we know, we kinda have TBC trees, but warrior has something very special, and I'm very happy about it because we got blades. And you can use it defensively, you can use it offensively, and it's very, very versatile. It's a lot of damage, and I myself would put arms into S tier.
All right.
Or 1v1?
For 1v1s.
Okay.
Just because. Yes, just because. I would say if you play PvP and on Epoch you can change your racial, you could just go for either Gnome or Tauren or Will of the Forsaken as Undead. So that's one more defensive ability that you have. Blade Storm is an ability that gets you, that you can't get feared, you can't get...
no CC.
Can't get... No CC basically, yes. Yeah, you're very annoying. You're just very annoying even as a class like Mage. I mean, yes, of course, you will have problems with casters, especially the ones that can slow you and kite you. It's also Hunter is also kind of annoying. But I think the sheer damage output of Arms Warriors will make it that they are S tier, because once they are on your ass... Can I say ass on YouTube?
Yeah. You can say anything.
I'm sorry, I just was just thinking. Once
okay.
they are on your hamstring and they use their hamstring, you're probably dead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and basically the Blade Storm is an extra trinket, you could say, right?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you
that's
wanna...
just Yeah, of course, I'm not so cool with warrior on S tier here. On S tier. Wow, I'm starting with the dead jokes already. Yeah, the problem is kiting, as you already said. I mean, especially in 1v1, you have a lot of classes who are able to kite you. You have one intercept as a warrior, you have one blade storm, you have one trinket, right? You have 3 abilities or options to get out of CC. But there are classes like Mage, Frost Mage, which can all get those out of you, simply blink away during your Blade Storm, and can just kite you, right? Hunter is also able to do this, for example.
Yeah.
So I think there are classes out there who have way more options to get out of jail cards and to use them than Warrior has, in my opinion. I'm completely with you with the damage part, for sure, but I think it has clear weaknesses.
I think one of the biggest things, if we talk about how Hunter should get away from Warrior, is like Hunter got a cooldown, a sprint cooldown, an aspect of the pack, which is no longer dazes you. So you use it and you get 40% movement speed. It's a 5-minute cooldown, but it's really, really strong. I don't think you get dazed from that. And then also you got disengage as a Hunter. So you leap backwards just like in Ref, but... you need to be grounded in order to use it, which is bad. I want them to remove that, but that's how it is for now, at least.
I think you probably slaughter, for example, Holy Paladins, Disciplined Priests, maybe even Warlocks as an Arms Warrior.
Just about to say Warlocks and Enhancement Shamans, they're gonna get destroyed completely. Maybe also Rogues, I don't know. I think it really depends on if this Blade Storm, if it works like a trinket, it can get you out of a stun that you're already in, or if you need to press it before you get stunned.
Yeah, how does it work on Project Epoch? Do you know that, Melt?
No, I don't know yet how it works. That's the sad thing. that we have to consider. I think
How does it
you
work
can't use
in
it.
ref in ref Lich King? Does it actually remove
You can't use it while stunning.
Okay.
You can't use it while stunned, but you can use it while immobilized.
So let's just use Wrath of the Lich King as a
as a point of reference.
yes, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. As a point of reference for arms with how the Bladestorm works.
So with this, you have to use your trinket to activate your Bladestorm while you are CC'd, right? For hard CCs at least, right?
No, yes. Well, is a fear a hard CC?
I think a fear is for a warrior, no problem at all, right?
Yes, exactly, because of Berserking Rage. But you have to be in Berserker stance, so you have to kind of use your brain mass to predict that.
Yes,
I would say we talk about players who are able to do this.
Like you won't be able to like Bladestorm out of sheep or stun or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Blind and stuff.
So yeah, with all these said, I would rather put them in A tier. Yeah. But not worse than A.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I think A is reasonable, as we said, because they have they are strong and they have a lot of damage, but they have clear weaknesses. And I think there are other classes which are more deserved than the S3 with less weaknesses than warriors, in my opinion.
Do we continue with Fury? Are we done with arms? I think.
Yeah, I think we are done with arms, right?
Unless there's something you want to add.
Nope.
Okay. Then do we finish the warrior? Like do we?
Yes, I would
Fury,
say
right?
we go into Fury next.
Okay. We are Germans. We are effective. We want to finish one.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Lovely.
Good.
Fury. I don't see Fury being good. Well, their damage output is pretty high as well, but they have more weaknesses with improved intercept being in the arms tree now, very deep into it. They have piercing hole, that's good, but they don't have the out of jail card. So I would say C tier. Yeah, I think C tier is. They're not D, but they're C. Yeah, I would say C just because they're C, like Cinderella. Yes.
Yeah. But is there any other class that's weaker than Fury Warrior in 1 versus 1?
In 1v1s?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think maybe they even D tier.
I'm okay with C tier for Fury Warrior. What is about Bloodthirst on Project Epoch for Fury Warrior? How much does it heal? Because Fury Warrior was viable when they had a lot of self, right?
Yes, it doesn't heal a lot, and I would say it's not enough to let them out-heal damage with Bloodthirst. My biggest concern and my biggest problem is that you have to have a lot of hit to hit with your offhand, and every miss is a lot of DPS loss. So yeah, they can dish out a lot of damage, and if they have a lot of rage, then just hit you with a heroic strike, queued up Bloodthirst Whirlwind, and you get a lot of damage. This might even one-shot some classes if they're next to them.
But hit isn't such a big factor in PvP as it is in PvE.
That's true, but still, I think you need a lot of hit for your offense, even in PvP. But correct me, I'm not 100% sure.
But I don't think it's gonna be such a big problem because they said already that there are gonna be a lot of like expertise stuff, percentage expertise, even on low level gear. But in general, there's gonna be easier time getting your. They don't call it directly expertise because it's percentage based, but it's gonna be a percentage to reduce chance to get parried and dodged.
Okay, I also just looked it up. Dual wielding has a baseline 5% chance to miss in PvP for both hands, main hand and offhand, so it's not affecting it so much in PvP.
It's just 5% extra you need, kind of, and then that's it.
But it might be even pretty strong in dueling situations.
For two-handed, you just need, is it 3% for two-handed? I'm pretty sure it's 3% hit in PvP.
Maybe I just looked up dual wielding because normally with two hand you.
I thought it was 4, but it could also be 3.
Yeah, I don't really think that hit is such a big factor when it comes to vanilla PvP and in general PvP actually.
But TBC PvP is the baseline here for Epoch, right?
Yeah.
rather than TBC.
Yes.
Expertise is
Yes.
nice to have because it reduces, the enemy's chance to dodge, but we don't really get the expertise rating, but you get something similar, just percentage based, I think.
Well, you always want to be in Berserker stance as Fury, so pressing Berserker Rage is just more convenient than as arms. You don't have to predict it. That's definitely one point that has Fury going there.
You do a lot of burst, but you do less consistent damage as Fury, right? Because you're
Exactly.
more kiteable as an arms warrior. You don't have the Blade Storm, you only have your intercept, right? And
Yes,
not even the improved intercept, as you said.
Nope.
Yeah, so even more kiting for Fury warriors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because improved intercept is like 10 seconds off your intercept, and I think your intercept is baseline 45 seconds, but before I say something that is not true, let me have a look. Intercept has 30 seconds, so you have 30 seconds as Fury and 20 seconds as arms.
Okay, that's a lot.
That's
Yeah.
That's a lot.
You're screwed as Fury.
Okay.
I
So
would
I
say
think
so.
we can all agree on this ranking C tier for Fury, right? It has a lot of burst, but even more weaknesses than arms.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so
Okay.
too.
Let's let's move on. What
No
do we
Prod
do?
Warrior.
Prod Warrior, is that a thing?
Not really. Not with the talents, no.
Okay. Not
If it would
some
be rare,
hybrid,
then yes, but no.
not something hybrid, something.
No.
Nope.
So we say D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. Shall we move on to Paladin? I think
Okay.
Wider has a lot to say about that.
Yeah. Okay, now I have to gather my thoughts about Paladin. I
We
mean,
can
we can
also-
start with Red, right?
Yeah,
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start with Retribution Paladin. Hard to rank, in my opinion, but not as good as other classes. I think Red has a lot of strong things in the arsenal. I mean, of course, they have Crusader Strike, which is holy damage here in Project Epoch,
Yeah.
which is not mitigated by armor. So you do
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot of
there's a
damage even
change.
to warriors.
Yeah.
You could go, if you want, to some cheesy builds with Reckoning, then you don't have Crusader Strike, which is good against rogues, obviously, in 1v1 situations, and it's even working on casts here on Project Epoch and TPC version, right? I think so. So you could also do some cheesy builds.
Yeah, but it's not a
But I
reckoning
think-
in vanilla. It's a very different reckoning.
Yeah. It's not a stack up 5 times and then one shot
no.
something. It's
No
you
red
get one
bombs.
extra attack
Yeah.
after every crit. Yeah, I know. You can also do builds with this. This is still possible. I think Crusader Strike is the better way to go. So.
Yeah, for 1 versus 1, I think Crusader Strike is the absolute best way
Yeah.
to go.
I mean, Retribution Paladin has the same weaknesses as always, as in every iteration of World of Warcraft. It's the
Wheelchair.
reason we all meme about it with the wheelchair. It has just no movement abilities at all. It has Pursuit of Justice and the Retribution tree, with give it a bit more movement speed, but you can be kited so easily as a Retribution Paladin.
Yeah,
If
you
a
need
mage
to go
knows what they
into
do.
engineering and get some rocket boots or something.
That's the question here, by the way. Do we count professions in here?
No, I don't think we do.
I did not.
We don't know anything about professions, so let's not involve that too much.
Yes.
Okay, so also no engineering, yeah. Then Red has so many weaknesses. I mean, every mage can just spell steal your Blessing of Freedom, and then you're just stuck. Every warlock can just fear you around. You can get to him once, then your bubble goes up, and you won't be able to kill him in time, so you get CC chain again. Same for Shadow Priest, for example. You won't be able to win against a Shadow Priest. Even a good rogue will kill a red if the rogue knows what he's doing, in my opinion. Yeah. So Retribution Paladin in 1v1 is not a good class. I would put them on B. Better than Fury Warrior, because they have more ways and self-healing and utility for themselves. And depending on the matchups, they can win some matchups. But they lose a lot more that they would win, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree with B tier for them. Better than a Fury Warrior, but really in the lower tiers, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how good really some builds will be, which are customized on Project Epoch. You can do with the new seals cool seal twists, so you probably have even more bursts than an arms warrior in some situations.
Yeah.
But I think it's harder to stay on a target than an arms warrior as Retribution Paladin. So if someone wants to kite you, it's easier to kite a Retribution Paladin than an arms warrior. So if you can't get to your target, you won't do damage, and that's why I would put them on B.
You're relying on your stun and your repentance, and that's pretty much it. Unless we involve like a lot of engineering stuff, then of course everything can change, but we don't know that, so we're not going to take that into consideration in this tier list, in my opinion at least.
I am going with you guys. I would have ranked them in B as well.
Good. All right. Let's move on then to Holy Paladin.
I just try one talent build here at the moment on the side. If you give me 2 more seconds, I just want to see something about the stun of Paladin. Because you just said that. I mean, you could go with Crusader Strike to improved Hammer of Justice if you go 18 points into protection for PvP, and this reduces your Hammer of Justice by a lot. You have every 30 seconds about something like this, you can stun someone for 5 seconds, which is good, but probably not enough, right?
No, but Paladin's getting I don't know if it was a PvP set, but it would reduce it to 30 seconds total if you get the set. So we can't really factor in too much gear and stuff because we don't know what else like other classes are getting. So I don't want to involve professions. I don't want to involve too much specific items of gear because we don't know that much yet.
Yeah, I mean, even with 30 seconds on Hammer of Justice, that's really good for Arena, obviously. But in 1v1, it's not enough, in my opinion. Other classes have trinkets and other stuff to get out of stuns, especially with the racial changes. I think it's not enough to put Retribution Paladin on a higher tier.
So, where do we get the Holy Paladin?
Yeah, the Holy Paladin, I think we are not speaking about healer here, we speak about Shockadin.
Yes, of course.
And Shockadin will be something really interesting on Project Epoch, in my opinion. You have the improved Seed of Righteousness talent, which is working on Project Epoch. Yes. So you have a lot of damage. You can seal twist this together with Seed of Vengeance, for example, to have a dot all the time up on your target. And you have Holy Shock, which is your damage ability when you are not on the target. So Shockadin could be really, really good, and you have really effective self-heal, so you can out-sustain damage from other classes. I think Shockadin is better than Retribution Paladin on PvP on Project Epoch. I'm not quite sure if it's high B or low A tier in the end. We have to see that. You don't have Crusader Strike, for example. The question is, do you play it with a one-hand and shield, or do you play it with a two-hand weapon? That's all stuff we have to see in the future when the server comes up and we can do more testing with it. But I think it has really good potential. Maybe even put it on A tier, low A tier, because I think it has really, really good options for 1v1.
I totally go with you, especially, well, if you consider that you can swap weapons mid-fight and mitigate a lot of damage by just going one hand and the shield, and then when you're in close combat, you just swap to your two-hand weapon and melee. That makes a lot of difference. This is all subject to, it might change, and the big disclaimer, but a lot of people think that when we seal twist, even as Retribution, we will not go for AP. Everything will be spell power based, our whole damage kit, and that makes Holy even stronger.
Yeah. I mean, you could play as normal Retribution Paladin, you still could play attack power if you want to and do the old school twisting with Penitence and Command, for example. But I also think that the Holy variant with the new talent, Chester talent, will be stronger damage-wise, for sure.
Yeah. All right.
And what about I agree with you, Melt. Absolutely, yeah.
What about the Prot Paladin? That's not really something, right?
I wish, but no.
No.
So there was this Greg style, right? Which was protection and retribution, the mix.
Exactly.
Yes.
Sadly, we're not getting that. I wish we were getting that, honestly.
Greg was very annoying.
And very, very fun to play as well.
And very, very strong.
Yeah. But it's not a thing here, even if it's a Wrath of the Lich King client, it's TPC talent, so this won't happen, right?
Yeah, there are some changes, instant, you don't have a cast time on your, Avenger Shield.
Avenger's Shield, yeah.
And it's instant, and it is a good slow, so maybe not, maybe it's
Not for duels, but maybe for another comp. Well,
as a flag carrier in a battleground, maybe. I don't know.
Who knows? Not enough utility.
Maybe not. That's still the druid's job.
I would say it's better than Protection Warrior, right? So we can put it
I think
at least
so
at
too.
this.
At least there's maybe low C tier. is my guess. but-
Nah, it's D. It's D
Okay.
for 1v1 in my opinion. D is okay for it.
It has no utility to come to the target, right? So
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
no,
yes,
well, that's the thing here. It slows, right? Avengers
yes,
Shield.
but like, okay, let's say,
You have the same
for
utility
example,
as you have as Retribution. You have Repentance
No,
and you
tr-
have Stun as a.
no,
as
you
a-
don't. No, you
Have
don't.
repentance. You don't
won't
have
have-
repentance
if you
as a
play-
protection paladin.
No, I'm
You
talking
won't.
about Red. As Red, you have Protection has the same utility as Red.
Well, you don't have repentance as
You
Paladin.
only have days. Yeah, and
but
as
that's
retribution paladin. you
Okay,
have
in that way.
repentance, right?
But I'm thinking like getting to the target. Like I'd say.
Well, you're still slower.
Yeah.
15%.
Yeah, that's true. That's
slower.
true. That's true.
That's
You're
quite a lot.
running a little bit slower.
And also the difference is when a retribution paladin comes close to a target, he can seal twist with a big two-hander and does a lot of damage. A protection paladin who comes close to a target doesn't do that much damage.
No, it's basically when you hit him, he does damage.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
return damage. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe rogues have a problem with it, but
Yeah.
every other class has no problem with it.
Yeah.
And a good rogue knows how to play against this. They just
Yeah.
bleed them out and walk away, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
not viable.
Okay. Good. Then what shall we move on to?
How about Hunter?
All right. All right.
Chad, I think you have to say something.
I think the only good hunter build in 1 versus 1 is probably going to be Deep Beastmaster with the beast within. That immunity, 18 seconds of immunity. There are some nerfs, the pet does a little bit less damage because of the attack speed scaling has been reduced slightly for the pet scaling, but the talent, there's a talent at the bottom of the tree. But overall, I think it's still very, very strong, honestly, Beastmaster, especially in the early game when we don't have that much, I want to say resilience, but it's not resilience in here, PvP defense, even though we don't know how it works. So it's still very, very bursty. Very, very bursty. So where do we put it? I would say it's an low A tier. Maybe higher.
I always hate dueling them.
Yeah, same. I mean, they are CC immune, they have insane burst, and they are mobile, right? I think they are even S tier in my opinion. Low S tier, but S tier in my opinion. For 1v1.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah, I just wanted to be. I just wanted to, be a
And
bit, decent.
They can
here.
also. they don't have to feign death to use traps, right? So that's also a thing that you have to count in dueling. Do you think that BM is the only one that will be good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even though they made some changes in marksmanship, the only real change they made was they swapped about True Shot Aura and Silencing Shot. So you can get Silencing Shot and you can get deterrence. I think you could even do that already. But you open up to go a little bit deeper in one of the other trees, but you can't get to something like counterattack or intimidation while you have Silencing Shot. If you could get intimidation, scatter shot, and Silencing Shot, that would have been another story, but I don't think it's powerful enough. I think it's great in battlegrounds. Marksmanship is great in battlegrounds, even survival as well. Pretty much the same, but I think they're not strong in duels. As soon as you get close, you're disengage, but it doesn't remove any slow. You can put traps in combat and stuff. Like Beast Mastery will still be, I think, at least a lot better in 1 versus 1.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
I'd put something like marksmanship down on a B tier, maybe low B tier, maybe high C tier.
I would say they are at least
survival.
B tier. I wouldn't say Hunter is anything below B regarding just from the whole kit Hunter brings with.
Mainly, in my opinion, mainly because they get disengaged, which is just another way to get distance, which they didn't have before in TBC.
But Hunter won't have any dead zone, right?
No, but they didn't have that in TBC either.
Oh.
So it's the same as in TBC. They didn't have a dead zone there either. So yeah, I think something like this.
I mean, the strong thing about every Hunter spec is that you eat mages, right? You eat casters with your burst damage, and you can CC warriors with your traps, right?
Yeah.
So you always get your burst out. And with this, Hunter is always a good 1v1 spec, right?
can't-
Beastmaster is even stronger than the other twos by a large amount, but it's a good spec overall.
Yeah.
Very true, yeah. I can't
A good
remember
custom.
if the scattershot and trap still share diminishing returns in TPC, or if they got rid of that in here because we're running on a different client, or because in vanilla they share diminishing returns, so you basically don't want to scattershot and trap. It's not a big issue anymore because you can trap in combat now, but you still have to land the trap. So you want to wait for you want to place the trap. If it's against a warrior, it's pretty easy to land the trap, but against mages, it can be very hard if you don't have something to, CC them with before you place the trap.
Beastmaster Hunter, you don't care if you get CC'd because you have your big cooldown, right? So you can just do your burst anyway.
Yeah, basically the only big problems you're gonna have is like Mage or somebody who can either sustain it or sit in an ice block for the whole duration, or kill your pet before it actually before you can actually do anything. If you get CC'd before you can use the Bestial Wrath, you can lure out Bestial Wrath, make the hunter waste it, and then you're kind of screwed as a Beast Mastery hunter.
Okay. Yeah, you basically have to kill within your cooldowns, right? Otherwise you're fucked.
Yeah, there are some things that actually makes me think maybe you could bring marksmanship and survival up into the high B tier, because they hinted that a pet can pin the target, just like in Wrath Lich King. You can get a pet, a crab, and that can actually pin down the target as well with an ability. And that was only you didn't have anything like that in TPC. You only had that in Wrath of the Lich King. So now you can get pets, and you also have all the new talents. We don't know what the pet talents do. We don't have a pet talent calculator on the website, so we don't know anything about that.
But the pet talents, didn't they say that the pet talents will be the one from Wrath?
Yes, they did. So that's another increase to the pet strength, but we don't know what it gives. But we know they can CC the target or root the target in place. That's gonna help marksmanship out a lot of getting distance and just getting your aim shots off.
It'll be interesting, yeah. Also with the new pets, right?
Yeah.
You not only get new pet talents, but also new pets as a hunter on Project Epoch.
With new abilities that we haven't ever seen or heard of before.
Yeah.
Maybe I saw like a spirit cat, and so maybe like in Wrath we get a pet that can heal us. Some of the spirit pets, I think it was in Wrath the Lich King, they had the ability that could heal the hunter, so that's quite powerful if they get something like that. But again, we don't know.
We will
Big
see
question
soon,
mark
though.
here.
Yeah, big question mark.
Yeah. All right, then I think it's cool if we let those other specs stay on B for now, because this could obviously change when we know more about Project Epoch, when it comes out with the new pets and stuff. But for now, this is a baseline which we can all agree on, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and people should stay around, because we might move stuff around as we get more classes up on the tier list. Then we start to maybe move things around a little bit and adjust some things. The placements that we're doing right now isn't end all be all, even for us right now, because we may change our minds during this tier list. Shall we move on to?
Let's move on.
Yeah, what shall we take?
Frost Mage.
Frost Mage.
Okay, Mage.
Yeah.
I hope you have some Mage input for us as a warrior who's kited a lot.
They're S tier. What should I say?
Yeah,
they have so much utility. They have this new talent that they implemented in retail someday. It's called Rune of Power, where you put down an area where you have 10% more spell damage. So if they CC you to death, and you have no chance, and then they just pop their Rune of Power and just blast you away. Yeah, you're done. You're done. Not only that, they have Sheep, they have Blink, they have so much. They have Spell Steal. They're just annoying. Very annoying.
Yeah.
Like, most classes say Frost is annoying, and I would say they are one of, if not the best dueler. Let's say one of. There's other classes that I would consider the best dueler.
But what has they changed something for other than the rune you talked about? Has they changed something else for Frost Mage? Do you know?
For Frost, doesn't seem so. But I'm not a Frost Mage guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also not so into it, but I opened up the spell book on the side. Icelands got updated, but I don't know to what. That's the problem, because I'm also not a mage guy. But it seems like Icelands is the only thing they adjusted a bit, and everything else is the same.
Causes triple damage against frozen targets. So yeah, like I said, once you're frozen, Rune of Power, and then you get Iceland's procs or something like that. Yeah, goodbye.
I see. Yeah. So they are, of course, just an insane good 1v1 class, an insane good PvP class overall. Frost mages bring so much to the table. Immunities with Ice Block, CC, Sheep. They can kite you forever with the slow effect. They have Frost Nova. They have their shields with Ice Barrier. They have Blink, as you already said. They have the Water Elemental in this version.
Oh, and the Water Elemental can also freeze you.
Yeah,
they have a Frost Nova.
Yes.
They are just too good, and of course they can just get out of combat and eat and drink themselves up while you sit in a sheep as a Retribution Paladin and cry. So they are just insanely good.
Yeah. They have Evocation as a cooldown, and they reverted that back to the vanilla state, so you get a lot of mana out of Evocation. So yeah, they're just well rounded.
Yeah.
One of the best PvP 1v1 classes for sure,
Definitely.
if not the best. I absolutely agree with you, Matt.
Do we place them before? Like, is they better than the BM Hunter?
I think so, yes, because BM has to kill on its cooldown. A mage can win the fight during the whole duel if you do one mistake.
I agree.
They have too much opportunities to get out of shit and get their mana back if they are
Yeah. Not that BM Hunters, or Hunter for that matter, is ever going to run into mana issues with the aspect of the Viper, but yeah, against all other classes, yeah.
But even if BM Hunter wants to drain the mana of a mage, very hard.
Yeah. I don't think that would be the play in a 1 versus 1. That would be for 2v2. Okay, let's move on to Fire then. Fire mages.
I'm pretty sure they updated Dragon's Breath. No, they did not.
No, Molten Armor got updated by a bit, but nothing which is helping the class in 1v1 scenarios, right?
No, just the usual whatever you have as a Frost Mage as well, except the Water Elemental. So you also got your you don't have Improved Blizzard for slow, but you still have your Frost Nova. You still have Sheep, and if you're sitting in a full Sheep, they can just probably
one tap you mean, yeah? Cut out there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. They can just one shot you with the Pyroblast.
Exactly. It's the Pyro build, right? You're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. You can also do the instant Pyroblast as well. So they are a cheese build, right? They can cheese out wins, but they are not consistent. And I think
when we talk about Fire Mage in 1 versus 1, we're mainly talking about Pyro, or are we talking about full
I think
fire?
so. I think Pyro, right? I think that's the only viable build.
I'm thinking about.
Right, I think
Dragon's Breath is good. I think Pyro is not the. I think you will go full fire. Like
as I remember, I saw, at least in TPC, I saw most mages in duels using Dragon's Breath. In 2v2, in 3v3, I saw some combos with the 2 Pyro or 3 Pyro mages just to get the
cheese builds.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense with the Dragon Breath, what you guys say, because of the CC you get on top of it, right? So you have more survivability and defensive options with it. Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
But why would you play as a Fire Mage when you can play as a Frost Mage?
Exactly, you won't. So
just
I would say
to have fun, to play the cheese build.
Yeah, it's just fun playing fire to one-shot people. So I would say middle of the pack, B tier, not at the end. I think they're still stronger than
They are stronger than Red.
That's what I wanted to say. They're stronger than Red. Are they stronger than MM on survival?
Maybe not.
Maybe
That's
not, because of all of the changes. Like the Hunter got a lot of changes. Silencing shot, like at least I think a Hunter would beat a Mage, but I think in an overall sense, because you can cheese stuff, I would put them higher than marksmanship, because they have just better chance against the Warrior, better chance against the Paladin, better chance against other casters as well with high armor, like Boomkin and Warlock, maybe Warlock. I don't know about Warlock, but
So Warlock will be a tier of themselves.
yeah,
Honest. But we will come. We will get there.
Okay, let's put them in high B tier. Arcane Mages, they got some changes, right?
They got some changes, but nothing that I would consider making them in any way crazy. Well, no, that's not true. They have Arcane Barrage now, and they have Arcane Blast updated. So yeah, they might have as well a strong bursty build.
And they changed also the slow from mages so that the slow actually goes through even if the spell itself or the other parts of the spell gets resisted or doesn't apply, then the slow still applies.
It applies to ranged attacks, reduction and casting time reduction, right? Even if you can't daze them, basically.
Yeah, basically,
that's strong. That's strong, yeah.
So now the slow actually works, the last ability in the arcane tree.
So with all these changes, I would consider them A tier, to be honest.
Stronger than fire?
Stronger than fire, yes.
Really?
Because it's not. It's just because they have also a lot of burst, and they have, with the slow, they have a pretty strong defensive for kiting, especially melees. So they are in the situation against melee classes. They are definitely better off than, well, maybe, yeah, well, they are better off than fire, I would say.
I think with they're all going to be very, very squishy, and I don't think they can get off enough damage as fire can fast enough to actually kill the target.
They are not squishier than a fire mage.
No, they're not squishier, but they're squishier than a frost mage.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't put them in S tier, but I would put them in A tier. They can be very, 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 very annoying.
Low A tier.
I also think they have a lot of burst possibilities with those Arcane Barrage. They have Arcane Blast. They go really quick, but it doesn't matter in a 1v1 scenario, right? You can just try to outburst someone. If you're dead, you're dead. Yeah. So I think they are strong. They can be really, really strong. Yeah, I think so too. We have to see how it will play out. That's all theory here right now, but it seems strong on paper. Yeah.
Honestly, I disagree with you guys on this one. Just as a note here, I would put them down here below red, but let's just leave it up here in the low A tier for now.
But why is the question? Why would you put them behind red?
I think they have less on-demand burst. I think fire has more on-demand burst, and I think that fire overall is going to be a lot stronger because it has also more CC with the Dragon's Breath. And I think, for me, I just think that they're going to die fast. Even though they can maybe, burst down, I don't think they can burst faster than the Fire Mage with the Pump Pyro build.
But, the thing is, Arcane can silence with Counterspell to 100%. If you Counterspell someone, you silence them for 4 seconds.
But can't Fire Mage do that also?
You need to skill into it. You have enough points for that. Possible, yes, if you go down the tree.
I think you would always, if you go deep fire, you would always still go and get improved counterspell.
What I think, how I would play this Arcane Mage, if I'm a mage, if I would play a mage, I don't do it, and it's just theory in my head right now, so yeah, write it down in the comments if it's total shit. But I would play as a hard CC, I try to sheep. Perma-sheep the opponent, stack up my Arcane Barrage, stack up my Arcane Blast, CC again. So I get those stacking buff up. Then I would get my mana back with Control Mana Ruby, or my prepared Mana Ruby. And then I would just burst everything out in one blast, in one combo, Arcane Blast, Arcane Barrage, and a new Arcane Missile. And with this I have insane damage, right? I also have POM on top of this, so I'm probably able to dish out more damage than a fire mage in a short time with enough preparation. That's how I would play it.
And we don't forget, we have a new talent called Rune of Power, new spell Rune of Power that is also 10% more damage overall for every spec.
Yeah,
of them.
I don't think that's gonna be game changing in my opinion, but let's leave it in low E tier for now.
I would put it before Shockhatten. I think this will be stronger than Shockhatten, in my opinion.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'm totally wrong. It's all theory here, but it sounds really, really strong.
Yes, with all the
If
changes.
you go Shokaden, do you go get Divine Illumination? No, you don't. No, do you?
Oh, no. No, you can't get Sanctity Aura. Get this right, so you don't
Exactly.
get this.
Exactly.
No. You want Sanctity Aura for Shokaden, of course.
It's,
Yeah. Even though Divine Illumination has been changed completely.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not
it gives
supporting
you
you as a Shokaden.
No, and it also gives you forbearance now. So it's like you would never use this in PvP because of forbearance.
Yeah, true.
So it's like, yeah.
All right, let's go on.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Rogue, subtlety rogue. It's going to be high
S
tier, maybe
S-
even more than
I
a
would
Frost
put
Mage.
them before Frost, to be honest.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
A
too.
good
They are the hero
rogue,
class.
just
Yeah.
they are the setup class.
I
I
think
mean, Mage is also a setup class, but Rogue, with the changes they made to sub, they are even more annoying.
what
You got
changes are
Shadow
you talking
Step.
about?
You got Shadow Step.
Oh yeah, but that's not. That's the same as in like they didn't add something custom.
No, they didn't add something custom, but you got Shadow Step. And
They
for
got-
dueling,
They actually got nerfed. Well, not subtlety per se. Well, it's some parts of like cheat death. That's nerfed, so it's not based around your resilience or because there's no resilience. It's based around your dodge chance now. So it's a 90% of your dodge chance. So you want to think about when you use evasion, because you can couple evasion together with cheat death to increase your chance of surviving, for the whole 3 seconds of the cheat death effect. If you couple it together with evasion.
So you can.
You can
But
die now,
what-
you can die, like cheat death isn't as powerful as it was in TPC. You can actually, you don't just survive for 3 seconds, you can actually die now. Unless maybe you use evasion and then you get, if you use evasion or have evasion ready for those last seconds, then it's gonna be more or less like it was in TPC. That also expends another cooldown for you. And another important thing to mention is that Cloak of Shadows has also been changed. Cloak of Shadows in TPC removed fear effects and some other spell CC effects. But now it doesn't. It does not remove the effect if you're already in the effect. So if you're already feared, you can't use Cloak of Shadows. You need to use it before you get feared. This means you're forcing a trinket out if you want to use it after to get rid of the dots of a warlock or a mage or something. Basically, that's forcing your trinket out. Or you need to preemptively activate and risk wasting your Cloak of Shadows if the mage or, let's say, a warlock tries to lure it out of you.
But even with those necessary nerfs, because they were just too good, they are still strong,
They're
right?
still less. Yeah. We're definitely not removing them from S+.
No.
highest, yeah.
Even with the, I don't know. I think you guys said in the leveling tier list that we get the Rev energy base thingy,
Yeah,
but it's
that's
not.
wrong.
It's reverted.
Yeah. That's
we get-
Oh.
It's
That's
reverted.
wrong.
Normal
yeah. He did
tick
a
one.
video. Yeah.
Yes.
Ah.
So yeah, we have
okay.
to consider this.
I was wrong
I mean,
about
it
that.
would be very broken if not, to be honest.
Maybe you're right.
Okay. I mean, that's nerfing feral druids as well a little bit, as well as
But just a
rogues,
little
because-
bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's just a quality of life update. I mean, if you know as a rogue what you do, it doesn't matter to you, to be
No.
honest. But it's helpful for newer players if they want to get into it with the new energy system, right? But they get used to the tick system also. So not a big change.
Not a big
No.
change, no. I agree.
Yeah,
and
but
then
still even... Mhm.
shall we
I
move on
would
to-
stay a bit for just a moment more. I mean, even with the nerfs of Cloak of Shadows, as you said, you need a little bit more skill to use it now. You can't
Yes.
just activate it and remove everything. But as said before, a good rogue will do this, so it's not affecting a good rogue in my opinion. You have a little bit more counterplay because of the cheat death change you said, because some things were just unfair as other classes, but nothing game breaking for the rogue, so it's still really, really good.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. It's still exactly up here, and even maybe in some ways stronger, because the subtlety talent called Sinister Calling, you get 15% more agility, and if you combine that with the changed lightning reflexes in the combat tree, that now instead of giving you 5 dodge, gives you 10% agility, which is crazy. That's another 25% agility. I don't think you want to skip on this talent, even though you might not get full lethality in the assassination tree. So I think that lightning reflexes is just, that's a total of 25% extra agility per point of agility you're getting. Insane.
Sounds strong, yeah.
That is insane. That's so much more crit, it's so much more dodge, it's so much more attack power, even a little bit more armor. So it's quite strong, yeah. I think there's no spec where you won't be taking lightning reflexes from the first row in combat tree.
Yeah,
Like we consider that every point you spend for any agility increase is just from your character, not from the stats on your gear.
It's flat, not percentage then, or what?
I mean, like your gear is not counted in the calculation.
Okay.
It's just the
I
one
see.
like you get from 1 to 60, and let's say you have 100 agility, then you get 10% more of this agility. That's how it always, like I'm pretty sure that's how it always works when you have an increase in agility in trees. Yeah, I mean that this is still 25%, and it's still 25% would be 25 agility.
No,
it's not.
No, because it's not always. You're saying it's always that how it works. But hunter spec, like for hunters, you have lightning reflex. That's a total amount of agility. 15% extra total agility. Scales with your stats.
How do you know?
Because I played TBC.
Yes, okay, but are we sure that they didn't change this as well?
No, we're not sure about any of this. But why would they change that?
Because in Classic...
If they change this, that would make kind of exposed weakness completely useless. So
why?
Because it scales off of your agility.
Yes, but your agility comes also from your gear.
Yes, but it's not enough to make it viable compared to marksmanship in PvE. It wouldn't make any sense if they changed this. And let's not speculate on what if they change that, because
I do
what if they changed readiness, or what if they changed,
it's just, I'm bringing this up because in vanilla it was like that if you have an increase in percentage based in your trees, it's always only affecting your base stat for 100%. 100%.
No.
I'm 100% sure.
No, not for hunter at least. And I don't know about rogue, but I don't think
I know
rogue
that it's for mages. I know that it's 100% for mages, and pretty sure they.
No, for hunters it's a total. It's increasing it by a total amount of your combined with your base and your gear. I'm 100% sure of this. I've played hunter a lot, and I've even done the math of how much agility it is several times. So I know for sure it is a total amount, and I am 99.9% sure that Sinister Calling is also a total amount. It even says increase your total agility. You may be right about lightning reflexes. That I don't know, but that would not make any sense to me because it's worded the same way as the hunters is, that just says increase your agility by 15%. So why would they word it the same way but make it work differently? I think this is 25%. If you go deep subtlety and get this as well, it's 25% of your total agility, not your base, your total agility, which can be completely broken. Who knows?
I tried to look this up on the site while you two were discussing, but I can't find any valid information about it. Let us know in the comments down below if you know how stats will work in Project Epoch.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I'm pretty sure about this one, and I know for sure, because I've played Hunt my whole life, I know for sure that lightning reflexes in vanilla and in TBC scale of your total agility. Let's continue with, did we find out about the lightning? Did you guys research anything about lightning reflexes?
I researched and I didn't find out anything about it. But it's everything I found out so far, and it's not 100%. It's what you already said, that it affects all of your agility. I'm pretty sure that in vanilla it was like that, at least for mages, and that's why I thought it's for every spec and like for every talent tree. For mages, if you have an increase in your talent, it only affects your base.
What talent are we talking about?
No, I'm stupid. Oh my god. I know what I'm... Oh lord, no. So, in vanilla, gnomes get the, I think, 2% or 1% more intelligence, and that's what I was calculating right? in. Or was it 5%? And that's only for your base stats. God damn it, I mixed that one up. That's why I was so sure that in the talents, if you skill it, it only affects your base as a character, not the gear. Now I got it, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
well, I don't know anything about gnomes. I just crushed them in PvP. That's the only thing I'm worried about. So, okay, maybe you're right about that. I don't know. I have no clue. But I was pretty sure on the other stuff. Let's move on to assassination.
Just to make it clear, so the racial stat increase is the one which is only affecting your base stats, and the one from the talents is affecting the total stats, yeah?
Yes, that's what it is.
All right.
I'm not sure if this is going to be the case on Project Epoch. I think that, for example, let's just take Tauren. It has a racial as well that increases your total amount of HP by 5%, I think. Is it 5% or is it 10%?
I'm checking right now.
And I'm pretty sure
5%.
I'm pretty sure that that's total as well.
It has total health increased by 5%.
It would surprise me if the gnome racial wouldn't be a total as well.
It says, it only says intellect increased by 5%, and I know for sure in vanilla that it was like that. That racials only affect your base stats that you gain once you level. So you have, for example, you're 60 and you have 100 intellect, you get 5%. So you get 5 on top, not more.
Okay. Well, that's if that's how it is, then that's let's leave it at that. I don't know, maybe they changed something here on Epoch to accommodate that, but we don't know. Let's move on to assassination.
Ass rogue.
Ass
rogue.
Ass rogue. Like somebody said in the comments that you never needed to be behind the target with mutilate. That you could always, even in TPC, you could use mutilate.
Yes, mutilate you can use in front. It's only backstab, I think, that needs to be behind.
Yeah, I need to figure this out because somebody in the comments said, and I'm pretty sure that in TPC, I'm pretty sure mutilate was changed, but I could be wrong.
They changed it.
Am I right?
Yes, you were right. In TBC, you have to be behind the target. I just checked it. And,
I just checked it as well. I was pretty. I am in the know when it comes to Paladin, when it comes to Hunter, mostly Hunter, also Rogue and Shaman. Those classes I know a lot about. The rest is like a blur.
I only know Paladin, Priest, and Warriors a lot, and Rogue.
I think that we have to move Assassination up. Because the changes they're getting in Assassination was basically they're getting Wrath of the Lich King. Wrath of the Lich King Assassination was maybe not in duels, but in an overall sense quite strong. They also get now poison scaling. Assassination rogues, they get scaling with poisons. They get some other talents improvements in the Assassination tree, namely Vigor. That's a double of the amount of energy that you get, and it's 10% more energy per tick, which we found out was ticks now and not the rep system. But it's not as powerful then, but it's still nice to have. I don't know how much energy that equates to. Is it 20 energy they get per tick? So you could do the math on that. Is that 2 more energy or something per tick?
It must be 10. Wait, how much do they get per tick?
I think it's 20 energy they're getting per tick rogues, right?
Yes, then it's 22 per tick.
Yeah, so they're getting 22.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yes, they increase your energy regeneration by 10% is Vigor, so you get 22.
Yeah.
If it's 20.
So that adds up, could add up. We don't know for sure. Like it's not much, but it's still something. So I would say they are in a low A tier for me. Assassination with the increases. If they didn't have the increases, I would definitely put them on a low B tier. With all the poison changes, increased poison damage, they also get something to deadly throw, and they get just the thing that they have their mutilate now can be used in every direction is quite strong. So I put them on a low low A tier for me. What do you guys think?
I'm no rogue expert. I only know sub-rogues in Arena, so I won't take any more input to this. I think you two guys are the ones here.
I think you're right with that. Sorry for interrupting, Waiter.
Sure.
I think you're right, especially with the mutilate. You don't have to be standing in behind the target. It makes things easier, and all the changes they got from the talent from the spells as well.
Yeah.
Especially like Envenom, and they got mutilate updated. Deadly Throw is also updated. Well, exposed armor is also updated. Very good against everything with high armor. So yeah, I would consider them low A.
Yeah, I think so. I think they can handle themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe high B. I would be okay with putting them in a high B tier. But I honestly think with all these changes, they could creep up to a low A tier. I don't think they're stronger than Arms Warrior for sure. I just think
they are way squishier, right?
Yeah, they're way. Well, they're not way. They just have less gap closer. They're gonna struggle against getting kited a lot more than Subtlety is.
Let's talk about combat.
Yeah. Combat Rogue, not much has changed. It's still purely, in my opinion, it's a PvE spec. PvE spec. I'd put it low.
It's a PvE brawler.
Yeah. Very low B or maybe even C tier for PvP.
Probably. Still say they're in front of the Fury. At least in front of the Fury. Pretty sure they can also kill a red pretty easy.
I don't think so. I don't think so, honestly. No, I don't think they can beat red.
Okay.
I think you need to be either sub or assassination if you want to beat red. You can't just go in and play like a warrior as a rogue and pretend like you can beat a red. That's impossible. Against a competent retribution paladin, no, for sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I get it.
I think maybe high C tier, maybe low B.
Low B, but rather high C, I would also say.
Yeah.
But there will be some combat rogues that can prove me wrong. I'm 100% sure that these special human beings are very keen and affine in their combat skills, but for the general combat player, it's high C, low B.
I think even if you take the best combat player and if you just said to him, okay, now pick the best spec you can actually play, he would still choose either subtlety or assassination.
Of course.
But yes.
Alright, this talk now goes for over 1 hour. I have cut it down in 2 parts. The second part will come out soon. Thank you very much for watching. Support Shielded on his channel as well. And if you found this useful, consider to like and subscribe for more World of Warcraft Project Epoch content.